Hey guys, what's going on? Sherman here. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new product from Maxpedition, and it's part of their new line of products as well. But this is their FRP, or First Response Pouch, and this is in their new AGR line. AGR stands for Advanced Gear Research. And basically what they're doing is they're making some new designs, but they're also redesigning some of their old popular products. You can still buy their older models on their website and other websites, of course, but this is kind of the direction, for right now anyway, that Maxpedition is leaning. And I'm just going to show you a comparison side by side so you can see the differences. I'm not doing a direct comparison in this review, but I can in the future if you guys want. So this is the FRP, and this is Maxpedition's older FR1. This is actually the first Maxpedition product that I ever got. This is kind of what got me into the tactical gear obsession. But this is their FR1. This is, like I said, Maxpedition's older version, and this is technically a different product entirely, but it is a redesigned version of their FR1, and you can see the differences made. The FRP is a lot more modern looking, a lot more streamlined, and definitely kind of veers off of the traditional track of Maxpedition's and other tactical gear, kind of their traditions and designs. So a lot of different design changes have been made, but I just wanted to show you that direct side-by-side comparison real quick. So this is just a basically redesigned FR1. I love a lot of the changes made. Some of the changes in their new line, the ARG line, I think is a little bit gimmicky. That's just my opinion, but I'll kind of, you guys can draw your own conclusions as I go through this review. Just real quick, the technical specs of this pouch. The overall dimensions of this pouch are 9 inches tall. I'm trying to keep this in frame. This is a different angle for me. 9 inches tall by 6 inches wide by 2.5 inches deep. This pouch is constructed of a dual blend of 500 Denier Nylon, which is, if you guys can see, they call diamond ripstop, or I'm sorry, hex ripstop. You can say they use it in the front and the back of this pouch. So that's 500 Denier, which means that it is basically not as tight of a weave. Think of it as like in a sewing and a weaving, I guess, term. It's not as tight of a weave as this next one, which they use 1000 Denier Nylon, which you guys are more familiar with. And they use that for the sides. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep everything in frame. Use that for the sides, here, basically around the borders of this pouch. So it keeps the main stress points of this pouch the most rigid and durable as they can be, but they made the front and the back of this pouch the lighter weight, not quite as aggressive or quite as strong 500 Denier Nylon, and I believe they did such because it is a little bit of a lighter weight. Honestly, it's not going to make that big of a difference. I think mainly they went with this because it looks cooler. It is very attractive to me. It just looks really cool seeing that hex pattern, and it's ripstop. So if you do get a tear in there, it's going to stop at one of those hexes, just like your ripstop military BDUs. So it's cool. Like I said, it looks neat. I think it's kind of gimmicky, but again, it looks cool. I like that. Maxpedition does treat all of their products, and this is no exception with the AGR line, with a triple coating of DuPont brand polyurethane, which makes this water resistant along with dirt, grime, and abrasion resistant. So both the 500D and the 1000D nylon has that guaranteed protection. On the front here, they're doing something a little bit different in all the AGR products, and you can see on their website, they all have this funky pattern on the front. I think it looks cool. Here again, it looks cool, maybe kind of gimmicky, but it basically takes the place of moly webbing. They're calling this their Shapeshifter Webbing. So again, giving it a name like that, it's, it's whatever. But anyway, it's just basically moly webbing. But what this is made of, and I don't know if you guys can really tell, but it is basically a very thick rubber, basically. It's not elastic whatsoever. so you can't bend it or anything like that, but it is rubber. But it's also stitched in these cool little circular patterns. So it's very strong. Again, it looks cool for the design. But this is made of 840 denier nylon TPU composite. So again, it's a nylon-based material, but it is more of a rubber than it is, a fabric. So that's different. In terms of rigidity, I thought moly webbing was fine. This is lighter weight, and it also cuts down on the form factor. Just kind of drawing a comparison here. It doesn't stick out as far, and it just kind of cuts down on the overall, I guess, bulk, if you will. So that's another main key feature design change, is that they made this more streamlined. Like, this is very flat. This has a lot of surfaces. Not that that's a big deal. It's just that that's just the design change that they went with. Another thing they changed is the moly webbing on the back. This is not technically moly webbing. What they're calling this is their Atlas, and it is laser cut. Atlas is abbreviated for Attachment Lattice System. Again, they're kind of doing their own thing. They're veering away from moly webbing, and they're using their new proprietary Atlas system. But it works the exact same way, but it's made out of that same TPU composite. It's rubber. In terms of durability, like I said, I thought moly webbing is fine. This stuff, it looks like, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it on camera, but it looks like it is actually has fabric running in there. So it may be kind of ripstop. I'm not 100% sure, but if this was to get a tiny little cut in it, I'm not sure if it won't just rip the rest of the way. You know how rubber does, or anything like that. So I'm not sure in terms of the durability of this. I would be really interested in really putting this thing through the ringer and testing that out. But like I said, I can't speak to the durability of it, but I'm sure it's pretty durable. Some other key features of this, embroidered on the pack itself, or pouch, says FRP, in case you forgot the model name of it. I also have another ARG or AGR product that's waiting to be reviewed, and it's the same way. It has the embroidered name of the product. So that's kind of cool. Again, if you forget the name of it. Down here, Maxpedition is doing something new with their logo. It's like a hard rubber sewn in logo. 2 D-rings, polymer D-rings. Those are their UTX Duraflex D-rings. So high quality polymer is used there. It's not cheap plastic. A interesting grab handle. It's rounded. Again, kind of veering away from the extremely thick rubberized original grab handle of the FR1 and their other folded over nylon designs and their other products. So this one is interesting because it's almost braided nylon. It's a little softer than the rest of the nylon, so I'm not sure how long that's going to hold up. I'm sure it's going to hold up just fine. I never really grab my pouches like that anyway and carry them around by the handle. But I like the slim form factor of this, and that it's maneuverable, and it's very comfortable. So that's very cool. You do have a hook and loop field here on the front. It is just the right size for the standard flag size patches. You can put your medical patch on there, or whatever patch you want. But this is technically designed as a medical pouch. Just like the FR1 was. I did not use mine as such, but that's what it's technically designed for. 2 zipper pulls, grommeted or an eyeletted drainage hole down at the bottom. I really love their Maxpedition's new zipper pulls. See, it has their logo there. They're calling these their positive zipper pulls, and it is basically like 120 cord or whatever it's called, the thinner type of paracord, and it has this hard rubber little loop that's actually integrated in with the cord. And what this makes it is it makes it really easy to get your finger in there and unzipping this. Not that you couldn't do that with 550 cord, but I like this because it's always open. Sometimes the 550 cord, where it's just a pull, you got to grab it, or sometimes if it's a loop, it folds in on itself and you got to make it a hole again. But anyway, I just really like these zipper pulls. They use YKK zippers like always, which are the highest quality zippers you can possibly get, and the zipper tracks are reversed, meaning they're literally backwards. And what that does is that it keeps dirt and grime in from caking into the zipper tracks. and possibly making the zipper as gritty or even break over time. So that prevents that from happening. So I'm going to unzip this and show you guys the kind of the key feature of this FRP, and the same as the FR1. I'm just going to do a direct comparison. When I first got this, I realized the similarities between it and the FR1, but I didn't realize that it was basically the same thing. So you can see here, FRP on here, FR1 here. So the same drop-down tray system. And kind of the unique thing about this, I'm just going to put it like this so you guys can see, is that if you're carrying this on your side, so you have it like here, and you unzip it, it drops down and opens up like I said, like a tray. And then you have paracord that runs through the entire thing, and you can use this cord lock to make it so that when this pouch is opened, it can only open so far. So that's a really neat feature to this bag, is that it'll only open as far as you want it to open. So it can completely open like a tray. Trying to do this. So it can open like a tray, and it won't open any farther than that, so your contents aren't going to spill out all over the place. Or you can loosen it up all the way, and this bag will completely clamshell open, which you want a medical pouch to do. You want it to be able to open when you need it to. The mesh in here is very interesting, something I've never seen Maxpedition use before. It's called a gossamer anti-fray mesh, and it has that same kind of hex pattern to it as the nylon. So very interesting. I like it. It's elastic at the top. You can put your gauze pads in there or anything. I mean, like I said, this may be meant as a medical pouch, but you can obviously use it for anything. So anything you want in there, and it's also somewhat see-through. It is see-through. It looks more see-through on camera than in person, actually. But so you can kind of see the contents inside of it, which is neat. So that's a neat little pouch. You have several different elastic options here on the top flap here. So you can stick something all the way through here, these two big elastic straps, and the elastic is very, very strong. Like it's not cheap like waistband of your underwear elastic. It is some strong elastic. So you have both of those to run all the way through. Then you also have in between those two, so you can store stuff in between here and on this side. And also down here at the bottom, you have a couple more options. You have 3 smaller loops down here for attaching your various assorted items, which makes this a really good EDC pouch as well. And then down here, which is technically the top of this, the bottom of this pouch, you have very, very big branding there. And by the way, you can take this off completely. If you don't like the cord system, obviously you can just cut it off or untie it and pull the whole thing off, and you don't have to use it in that way. We have a small slip zippered pocket down here, which runs the entire length of that flap. You can slip anything you want down in there. Get the zipper. And then you also have the elastic strap, which can run all the way through here. And then you have the 2, you can do that. So you can it is really good for gauze or gloves. You can do that. But I really love the way that this opens. Like I said, I used to carry this on my belt back in the day. Not this, but the FR1. And it really comes in handy when you're carrying this to be able to open it up and open only as far as you want it. Again, I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison of these two. I forgot I still have my tape on here. So you have the FRP and then the FR1. So if you guys are a fan of the FR1, but maybe you want it a little bit more streamlined, then I can really recommend this new FRP. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this review of the Maxpedition FRP in their AGR line. A lot of abbreviations flying around in this video. But I'll post a link in the description to where you can pick this up on their website, and if you buy this from their website, use the coupon code SHERMAN and you'll get 10% off your order. So that'll help. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Definitely check this out, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Alright guys, enjoy the rest of your day, stay safe, stay sharp, and God bless. Sherman614, peace.